کابل گرین. صفحه کابل گرین را سابسکرایب نمایید و زنگ را بزنید.
Another bit of magic. Quickly shuffle up the cards. Okay. A spectator can do this. You give them a choice of cutting the deck freely, absolutely anywhere in the deck. Let's say they cut here. Really doesn't matter where they cut. Just going to leave the cards as they are. And now let's have a look at the card. I'm not seeing it. There's a card. They've cut that card, they close the deck, they can now shuffle it. They'll shuffle it again. And now you could just ask them to think of the card, or in some way you can invent yourself to do something, perhaps even like this, like saying, oh, I just happen to have written a prediction here earlier on. Oh yes, it's a prediction. My prediction looks like this. Hopefully this is the card that was chosen earlier. Now how does this work? Well, it's two friends of ours. One of them is the old false shuffle, and in this case we are using the 6 of diamonds to be kept in one place, namely the bottom of the deck. So we're going to use a false shuffle, and we're going to use preparation. False shuffle means you're going to leave that card at the bottom. So when I'm doing the shuffle, I'm just taking the middle of the cards out and doing a overhand shuffle and overhand shuffle here. And if you do the ripple shuffle, just bear in mind that left-hand bottom card needs to go out first, and complete with another riffle shuffle, overhand shuffle, I beg your pardon. You get them to cut the cards anywhere at all, and it really doesn't matter. This could happen on the table, in fact. There you go. They cut the deck, and this is what you do. You take out the remaining cards and you put it across the deck. Actually, what you've done is, you've actually placed the bottom of the deck on top of the top half. And the bottom card remains the same, it's just here. So I normally speak a little while and I kind of do a bit of byplay, and then after I say, just take a look at this card. And all I'm doing is I'm actually showing them the bottom card which I've forced. I put that back. I mentioned the word preparation. The preparation was that I probably knew I was going to force the 6 of diamonds beforehand. So before that I took out a card from another deck and I stuck it in my pocket. What you might like to do is paint that in big numbers on the side of a wall, have it written on the floor, have it stuck to the ceiling, have a friend walk in and just tell you 6 of diamonds. You could have somebody phone them and tell them. You could have any way of revealing that card. It could be written in the air with a skywriter, one of those planes with smoke or whatever. But you'd better make sure, if you're going to use a skywriter, that you get that card right. There's nothing quite like smiling and pointing to the sky and the 4 of clubs arise and you think, oh, I forced the 6 of diamonds, so you get the right card when you're doing that. You've of course employed these two things of preparation and a false shuffle to force a card. These two things are not necessarily the key principles in magic, but they're quite useful. Preparation is a great thing, which is about being able to anticipate a number of outcomes and working towards that sometimes. In this case, I'm working towards the 6 of diamonds. At some point, maybe the 6 of diamonds will naturally occur at the bottom or the top, at which point I'll launch into this effect. If the 6 of diamonds was at the top, all you do is, when you're doing your overhand shuffle, you just drag one card down. Let's pretend this is the card you're trying to force. If it's lying on top, just drag it down and put the other cards on top. The cutting is a very important moment because the heat must be off you. You seemingly shuffle the deck. You have actually shuffled the deck. They cut the deck anyway. You say, are you happy with the way you cut the deck? Yeah. And then you look down, and in my case, you just put the cross thing. I just keep it as it is. Now you saw me shuffle the deck, you don't know anything about where the cards could be here. You freely cut the deck to somewhere. I couldn't have influenced your choice of the cut. So I really shouldn't know what card you should be looking at right now. Although probably not. Just have a look at this card. They can shuffle up the deck. And then you go to your revelation. In my case, for this moment now, I have in the sky, which you can't see unfortunately with the fixed camera position, it's actually a stroboscopic effect opposite the building, and it's actually lit up and it says whatever that card was, which I can't see. So here's a bit of magic where you really don't have to do much work. The spectator does most of it. I wish they'd do it all the time, most of the time, but here we get them to do the burden of the work. So get them to shuffle the deck. Get them, get several people to shuffle the deck any way that they like, cut it hundreds of times. And when they're kind of tired, just ask them for the deck. In the end, it does finally come back, and there's one last time when you say, does anybody want to shuffle it any further? They'll go, no, we don't want to shuffle it anymore, get on with it. Then you say, fine. Then you offer them the cards. Take any of these cards from this shuffle deck. The spectator will come up and say, anything really. Perhaps they say this card. I'm not going to look at it, but you look at it and just imagine you're the spectator, showing it to everybody. And they put it back, and you get them to cut the deck. So that it's buried there. You're not going to get near the cards now. Ask them to cut it again, send it out there. Somebody else will cut the deck. It goes on a table, it's cut like this. They can cut this as many times as they wish. Eventually they'll be tired of that, you hope, and it'll come back to you. And then you say, well, let me try and find their card. It must be here somewhere. Actually, you don't say that. You're perhaps very cool and you say a few words and it'll happen like this. Anyway, I need to look through it, so I'll just prattle away while I look for your card. I think I know your card. And I think, yes, I think your card is in this deck. I'm not quite sure exactly where, but I hope that your card is the Four of Clubs.
Unfortunately, it was the Queen of Spades.
Was it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm so tired, I forgot what card I was memorizing. I wonder if the card is the Queen of Spades. You might be wondering why I laugh, but it's really, that's all it is. How did we do that? Two things we did, which is we located a card, and secondly we made the card appear in a surprising way. Well, relatively surprising. Okay, the first thing is, how do we know what card the spectator chooses? The spectator or spectators, of course, can grab the deck and shuffle it as many times as they want. Remember, during my explanation, I kept, or during the actual demonstration, the performance, I kept offering the deck for them to reshuffle and so on. Eventually, finally, it comes back to me. What they don't realize is that at this stage, I know the bottom card to be the Two of Diamonds. Why would I know that? How would I know? Well, it's actually quite simple. Each time the cards come back, I held it like this and said, does anybody else want to shuffle it? Now I'm having a great view, let me just show you, of the card. No effort, none of this glancing down here. No, it's up there. Anybody else want to shuffle the deck? Nobody else? Fine. So I know the bottom card. And when I spread the cards for them to inspect, they will freely choose any card. If you're incredibly lucky, once in a blue moon, they might pick the bottom card. Then you're done. Just simply say, the bottom card, which I actually forgot to look at. It's the Two of Diamonds, yes. It's the Two of Diamonds, you'll say to them, which would be surprising for them if they're shuffled. So let's start again. The deck has been shuffled. You've actually glimpsed the bottom card. It's sitting right here. When you spread the deck, and they freely choose a card, you don't have to worry about what their card is. You simply close the deck, just ask them to put it on top, and for them to cut the deck. Just cut the deck. And take the deck away to cut again, not shuffle. They must only cut it. So they're going to cut it a few times, and the other people can offer it to them to cut. Make sure they do a very clean cut, okay, which is to say like a table cut, like this. You do that in your hand, like this of course. Whatever happens when the deck comes back to you, you know your bottom card is going to be above their card. I'll explain that in a second, but I'm going to look at the King of Hearts now. I'm looking through the deck. If you see what I'm looking at, when I find the King of Hearts, I look to see the card immediately to its right. In this case, the Ten of Hearts is immediately to the right of the King of Hearts. So I know their card is the Ten of Hearts. What I usually do at this stage is I then cut all the cards, including the Ten of Hearts, away, and then make a big thing of putting the remaining cards into the middle of the deck. So really what I've done is I've actually put their card on top. To reiterate what I've just done, I made sure that the spectator's card is placed immediately below my card. If my card is known to me as the bottom card, and they place their card on top, in the act of cutting the deck, my card automatically comes on top of their card. The importance of making sure they only cut the deck is that it will not change the relationship of these two cards to each other. For instance, if they happen to accidentally cut, separating your card from their card, all that happens is your card is going to be on the bottom, and if it is, you're done. When the deck comes back to you and you see your card on the bottom, you know their card is automatically on top. Naturally, at that point you simply go to the revelation menu, which I'll show you in a second. But in this case, you'll usually, in most cases, find that their card is somewhere in the middle or wherever. You look for your card, you find their card, let's say their cards are 10 apart. Now remember what I said, you cut away the cards immediately to the left, including your key card, away, and plonk them in a big show into the middle of the deck. And close the deck. Their card is now on top. That's the first part. The second part is how do you make their card seem to detach itself from the other cards. Sometimes it even reverses itself. Sometimes it actually jumps in the end, spins and lands on top. How you do that is also quite simple. If their card is on top, as my right hand and I'm right-handed, if my right hand goes to pick up the deck, to drop it, I'm going to drop it on any surface and even throw it into your hand. You basically have to drop it face down. As that goes to pick it up, I'm looking at them, I simply with my thumb push that card to one side towards the hand receiving it. So basically I'm going to do this movement. These other fingers are on the side and it's going to push, the thumb's going to push that card over. And the right hand is going to just come up and grab. And you grip it and you're going to just throw that straight down, flat down. If their card, let's say, was a 10 of hearts, this is what will happen. The card will always detach itself from the remaining cards. The reason for this is that because the card is projecting and as you're throwing it down, the air rushing up is going to tip that card away, detach it from the other card. And you give it at least one revolution. Sometimes if you're lucky, it ends up bang on top of the deck like that. Sometimes, if you're doing it into your hands, you're going to try a few times, you notice that it will automatically go face up into your hand. It needs a bit of practice. It's quite dramatic to actually just drop it in the middle of a table like this. It'll detach itself and go apart.
دوستای عزیز تشکر از این که با ما همراه بودید و دوستا فراموش نکنید صفحه کابل گرین را همین حالا سابسکرایب کنید و زنگ را بزنید و با نظریات و پیشنهادهایتان ما را کامل تر سازید. تا ویدیوی بعدی شما را به الله پاک می سپارم.